Well, guys, some pretty big changes are going to be coming to Fortnite in the near future, and not all of them are welcome by the community. So today we are going to be talking about their most recent blog post, which is the state of development for. Every once in a while, they'll sit down, they'll talk about kind of what they're working on in the immediate future, what new things they want to add, and just kind of like how the development of the game is going, which is appreciated. Like it's amazing how open and how honest and just transparent they are with their game, more so than I've ever seen from any other game developer. So it is truly very much appreciated. But one thing in particular in this update is just it's not good. I don't think it's good. I would say like 95% of the rest of the players and community don't think this is good. And I'm honestly very, very concerned if this ends up seeing the light of day. So in this blog post, one of their headers was on kind of like matchmaking improvements. And it said, "We are working on changes to matchmaking that are aimed at creating matches with a more balanced distribution of skill, aka adding skill-based matchmaking into Fortnite." And I absolutely 100% wholeheartedly think that this is a mistake. Without a doubt, I think this is one of the worst things they could do, and I totally think it will undermine everything that Fortnite stands for, and I think a lot of people will stop playing this game if this is introduced. This is seriously not good. So I see the draw of skill-based matchmaking. If you guys don't know what it is, basically, they kind of like determine what your skill level is based off of the games that you play, how many kills you get, how many times you win, what your average placing in and stuff like that is. And then they would try to create lobbies where everybody of the same skill level is playing against each other. And on paper, that sounds pretty good. Really, the main thing is it's kind of pandering towards the newer players. So the guys who aren't as good, they're going to be playing other players who aren't as good, so they're going to have a better experience. They're not going to get absolutely destroyed over and over, which means that they're more likely to keep playing the game and stick around, which I kind of understand in that sense. But at the same time, pandering to those new players is going to completely undermine the point of your game and alienate your core and majority player base. Many people just aren't going to want to stick around because the appeal of the game is to improve. It's that drive to get better, not to be pandered to. Skill-based matchmaking is going to remove the adrenaline of not knowing what's coming next. I mean, sometimes you're going up against a god who's really, really good. Sometimes you're going up against somebody who's fingerless, and you have this whole range of players all the way in between that you never really know what that next gunfight's going to be like. And that's part of the adrenaline, the tension, the sense of triumph, that when you win a match and you're better than the 99 other people in that lobby, it's not 99 other people that are the same skill level as you. Some are worse, some are way better. It just like it completely removes that sense of victory. You know what I mean? And I mean, the other thing is Fortnite is fun. Like, yes, it does have a sense of competitiveness to it, but it is fun. It's got the bright colors. It's got the cartoony art style. It's the most fun that I've had playing video games since like back in the Modern Warfare 2 days. Honestly, like I absolutely love this game, and many people feel the same way. You see everybody from people under 10 years old to college kids to parents enjoying a Fortnite. Like, everybody is playing this game. Everybody's loving this game. That's why it's growing so quickly. That's why they just had like 3.4 million concurrent players last weekend, which is absolutely nuts. Everybody is talking about Fortnite, and everybody is loving Fortnite because it's so much fun. And to take this game that we all love and we're having so much fun with, and to put 100 equally sweaty players in the same lobby, it's going to completely destroy it. That's not going to be fun anymore. You're going to completely take out the casualness of it and make it a sweat fest that just isn't enjoyable. I don't understand why they would ever think this was a good idea. And it doesn't matter whether it's 100 people who are all really, really bad or 100 people who are all really, really good. Think about playing 99 other people who are like yourself, 99 other versions of yourself. That's not gonna be fun, especially as you start getting better and start improving. You're gonna run into better players who are camping, who are playing like way too defensively and stuff like that. It's just, again, part of the fun of the Battle Royale experience is not knowing what's coming next. Sometimes it's somebody you can completely mess with, you can trap, you can have fun with and kind of troll a little bit. Sometimes it's somebody that comes at you like a freight truck and they're building like crazy and you don't really know what to do, you have to react. That's the fun of it, is that you don't know what's coming next. It's completely different every single gunfight. It's not like you're fighting yourself over and over. Now, there are other negatives that come with this too, so it's going to increase the matchmaking times. Granted, I don't think this is going to be that big of a deal because there are so many players. I'm sure they can take a bunch of players that are all evenly matched, but it will affect the matchmaking a little bit. Matchmaking is not going to have a positive outcome from this because it's going to limit the players that you can play with. It's going to make it less enjoyable to play with your friends, so this is another thing because, again, Fortnite is based on fun. Everybody's really enjoying Fortnite. What happens now if we've got skill-based matchmaking and you want to play with a friend who's either worse or better than you? Somebody is going to have a bad time because somebody's going to be playing out of their league. It's not going to be good. Like that, it's going to ruin the experience of playing with friends. You're going to run into issues of people smurfing. Like, people do not like skill-based matchmaking when it gets all sweaty like that. So people are just going to start creating new accounts. It's a free game. It doesn't like really cost them anything. So they just create a new account, and then all of a sudden you've got this really, really high-tier player playing against all the players who have never played before and a lobby full of them. Is that going to be fun? No, that's going to make it even worse for all those new players who would have been playing a mix of players in the first place without skill-based matchmaking. So, I mean, the laundry list of bad things that come with this goes on and on and on and on. And the only positive you get is that new players have a slightly easier experience. So, I mean, it's just stupid. It makes no sense. I think it's a mistake. When you look at other games who have started to implement skill-based matchmaking, you can see that a lot of huge titles have been dethroned because of this. Destiny's a really big one that happened recently, and honestly, I hate to say it, but so is Call of Duty. I don't enjoy Call of Duty like I used to. I enjoy it from time to time. It's fun, but it's not a game that I play every single day and absolutely love and think about all the time like I used to back like 5 or 6 years ago. Part of it's just because I've been playing it so long, I understand that. But the other part of it is they've been adding skill-based matchmaking in. They want to claim that they haven't, but people have done tests and like it's pretty clear that over time, the lobbies in Call of Duty have gotten sweatier and sweatier and sweatier, and people have started to lose interest because of it. So please, Epic Games, please, I am begging you, this game that everybody's talking about, this game that everybody is having the time of their life with, please do not put skill-based matchmaking in the game. Now, I don't like to be that guy that sits here and complains and doesn't offer any solutions, but honestly, the solution to this seems pretty simple to me. So first and foremost, no matter what you do, you leave the current matchmaking as it is. Don't tweak it, don't tune it at all. Leave it as it is. Again, the fun part of Battle Royale is the randomness, the level of skill ranges that like it kind of starts off easy, and then towards the end, the better players kind of typically are the ones that survive to the end, and it kind of gets progressively harder as you go. So leave it as it is, do not change it. Then from there, you could add in like maybe a low-level playlist, like a beginner playlist. So like everybody level 5 and under or level 10 and under have access to this special playlist where they play other players who are low levels. Now, obviously, this is not going to solve all the problems. You're still going to have smurfing and stuff like that. But still, that would help out a little bit. It kind of gives them this like baby kiddie pool to play in first before they hop into the main type of matches. So that would be one idea. Another idea is again, I mean, this has been done so many times, just add in a ranked playlist. Now, this is important because like Call of Duty has a ranked playlist, but they also kind of do some skill-based matchmaking. There's no secret there. So again, do not change or alter the main matchmaking at all. Leave that to its core experience, and then have a ranked playlist where you go in, you know it's going to be competitive, you know you're playing against people of the same skill level, you know it's going to be a lot higher end competition. So like you can play that when you want it, but then when you want the more core experience, the more casual experience, you can also hop back into the normal games and play like normal. I think that would be our best case scenario here. I'm just worried they're not going to split it up like that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Now, on top of that, I know that was a lot to talk about right there. On top of that, they did talk about a lot of other stuff they're bringing to the game, and this is all good news. So I wanted to go through and start with the bad news first, and then leave this video with a lighter note. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about here. First of all, 60 FPS is coming to the consoles later this month. Very, very exciting. It's going to be so fluid. I can't wait, dude. It's going to be awesome. They're going to be adding more West Coast servers. So for those of you guys who live on the West Coast of the US, Canada, or Mexico, you should be getting better connections starting here pretty soon. I didn't know this was kind of an issue, but apparently it has been, so that's good news for you guys who live out west. In terms of their art and their items and stuff like that, they said they're going to be trending towards more adventurous art. They're going to continue trending in that direction. So like again, one of the things that makes Fortnite so awesome is just the style of it. The cartoonishness, the bright colors, the craziness, the outlandishness. They're going to keep moving in that direction. So they've got some concept art here. One was this dragon glider. So this is like a parachute thing that you use to get down off the battle bus. This looks pretty crazy. They have another concept art of an astronaut character. They've got this llama unicorn pickaxe. So it looks like they're going to keep up with like the fun designs and stuff like that. They said they're even going to be juicing up, notice the pun here, previous cosmetic items. So like this party animal pickaxe right here, you guys could see it's got kind of like the slurp juice flowing through it and the splashes that happen when you hit things and stuff like that. So they're going to keep the game looking colorful, looking awesome, and looking like we like it. So that's a good thing. Now, they did say that the weekly updates are going to continue with new items and features coming every single week, which is incredible. I've never seen a game this crazy about all the stuff they're adding in, but it's really, really cool. So they said they want to keep adding in new weapons and consumables, and they also have other ideas and other forms of items that they're going to be bringing down the road to keep exciting new ways to play coming into the game. So I'm not sure what they mean by that, but we're going to be getting all kinds of crazy new stuff, which is kind of cool. They also said that they're going to be adding items to the vault as they add new items in. So like, I was wondering how they're going to manage this because we've had so many new weapons be added in over the past few weeks. Eventually, they're going to have to start taking weapons out. Otherwise, it's just going to become too crazy. The weapon pool is going to be too large, and it's going to be like hard to kind of know how to use everything. So they're actually going to be removing the SMG from the game next week. It's going to be the first weapon to go into the vault. And they said that, you know, some items that go to the vault may come back, some may never come back. So starting next week, the SMG is no more. And I'm actually kind of excited about that because I've never, ever, ever been happy to find an SMG. So the thing's going to be gone. That's a good thing. Now, next up, talking about some of the quality of life fixes that are coming very, very soon. They said they're going to be improving building controls on console. They're going to be adding in new ways for team communication outside of voice chat. This I'm very, very excited for. I hope they add a marking feature like in Rainbow Six. Even when I'm talking with playing with Jimmy and Hollow, I want to be able to mark. It would be so cool to be able to mark a spot. So I'm hoping they're going to add in a marking feature. And I don't know, they may add in other things like, little emotes like follow me or over there or stuff like that that you can use to communicate with people even if they don't have a mic, which is a good thing. Now, they said they're going to be adding in the ability to re-queue from the death screen, which I think is awesome. So when you die and you're sitting there, you can just press re-queue and watch the guy that killed you for like 30 seconds before you get put into the next lobby instead of having to back out and wait for the loading screen and then get in the lobby and then search for a match and kind of do that whole thing, which could be kind of nice. They said they're going to be adding in a larger map with zoom, and they're going to be adding in the ability to see how many bullets are currently loaded in your gun, which is nice. So down in like the bottom right where you can see all your weapons, you're going to be able to see how many bullets are currently in that magazine. I find myself a lot kind of cycling through all my guns and spamming the reload button just to make sure they're fully reloaded because you can't really tell. Now you're going to be able to tell, which is a good thing. They also gave us a little direction on more limited time modes that are going to be coming. So these are some of my favorite things. I love the special new modes. They said they're going to have dozens and dozens coming over the next few months, which is very, very exciting. Some of the ones that are on the way immediately that we should expect here pretty soon. There's going to be a blitz mode, which is shorter matches. That's the only description they gave. So I'm wondering if this is going to be like less people, maybe only 50 people in a lobby, maybe only certain areas of the map allowed. I don't know. That could be kind of interesting. They've got a mode called Drop Into the First Circle, which is kind of interesting. So that kind of, I guess, limits the area of the map as well. Next up, they've got a less time between circles mode. So that's going to be kind of like a super crazy mode where you have to loot really quickly and then move really quickly. They're going to have a mode that's in between 50 versus 50 and squads for team sizes. So I'm thinking it's going to be like a 10v10v10, like 10 teams of 10 mode, or even like a 4 teams of 25 mode. That could be kind of interesting. And they said they're going to be coming back with a 50 versus 50 v2. So if you guys remember in the original 50 versus 50 trailer, it looked like it was 2 teams of 50 that had one giant epic battle and kind of like shot across a no man's land at each other. That's not how it worked out at all. That game mode did not play anything like that trailer portrayed. And they said they're going to aim for 50 versus 50 v2 to be closer to that trailer experience. So the teams are going to be split to start. you're each going to have your own battle bus. So I'm assuming like one team's going to start on the north side of the map, the other team's going to start on the south side of the map. And then they said that you're going to converge on each other for battle. They might kind of adjust the storm to make sure everybody kind of comes into one small area. And then you're going to have more supply drops as well. So you're going to have tons and tons of loot, ammo, resources, stuff like that. That sounds like a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what that's like. And then finally, last but not least, custom matches are on the way. They're continuing to work on that. They're going to start rolling it out as soon as they think they're ready. And they're also going to be doing massive, massive improvements to the audio. One of the biggest things they're going to be fixing is vertical audio. You're now going to be able to tell if that chest or those footsteps are above you or below you. This was never really a problem until they added in tilted towers, and it's very, very frustrating. So finally, we're going to be able to tell up versus down. So there you guys have it. That's all the stuff that they had to say about this dev update, and honestly, it sounds amazing. They are really doing a great job here, except for the skill-based matchmaking. I am so hyped about this post in general, but the skill-based matchmaking just absolutely kills it for me, and I really don't want to see the popularity and the hype and the love for this game die because they made such a mistake. It's such an easily avoidable mistake. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you guys want skill-based matchmaking or not? Drop a comment down below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to catch you guys later. Subscribe if you're new, and more Fortnite coming soon. Peace out, guys.